In our strategy, we don't chase headlines. We study how money, credit, and policy actually move through the system. That's how we prioritize durability before returns. This video makes an uncomfortable point. Your portfolio can rise in dollars and still lose real value. That gap is where risk quietly forms. The argument is not about a sudden crash. It's about how large debt systems resolve stress and which path creates the least resistance. This is happening because cutting spending or raising taxes breaks politics. And when that happens, money usually gets easier instead. That choice protects the system more than purchasing power. If the measuring stick weakens, prices look stronger than they are. That's why markets can rise while life feels more expensive. Nothing exploded, but something shifted. We map this through credit behavior, yield pressure, liquidity plumbing, and dollar stress. No single signal proves the case. Alignment across them changes probabilities. This matters now because refinancing pressure is rising. Cheap debt rolling into expensive debt changes behavior. That stress usually shows up before markets react. If this way of thinking helps you see risk earlier, subscribing keeps you grounded in signals instead of noise. It helps you recognize these setups before they become obvious. If this continues, rate-sensitive borrowers feel it first, then lower quality credit, then equity leadership narrows as liquidity does the work. What changes is how we measure risk. What does not change is our need for confirmation. Narratives alone never trigger action. This setup fits early to mid-cycle stress, not forced liquidation. Liquidity can mask fragility longer than expected. That's why patience matters more than conviction. Quick note here. This is educational macroanalysis, not financial advice. We focus on process, not predictions. This is happening because funding the system is getting harder, and when that happens, markets lean more on liquidity than growth. That makes outcomes less stable. We watch credit spreads, yield behavior, and funding conditions. We watch whether breadth confirms price. That tells us if stress stays contained or spreads. We separate nominal gains from real protection. We preserve optionality instead of forcing timing. And we wait for signals to agree. The goal is not fear or certainty, it's understanding where fragility quietly builds. That's how strategy stays intact when conditions change.